Today we will discuss about some important functions like countif, countifs, sumif, sumifs. These are the very important. At any circumstances you may use these functions. Okay, so let's know about the countif. Equal to count if. Here you must concentrate if you applying any function, how it asks the arguments. How many arguments it asking. Each and every arguments, its nature you must know. Okay, it's a very important. You must concentrate how many arguments are asking and what is the first argument, what is the second argument. If you ignore what happens, it's a very important, you must know. In this countif function, the first argument is the criteria range. The first argument is the criteria range. This is the criteria range. And this is the criteria. What is the meaning of criteria range and criteria? Criteria means condition. Criteria means condition. Criteria range means in which location, if you want to set, those the condition you specified. In which location, if you set, that one called as a criteria range. In countif, there is only two functions, arguments are there, range and criteria. So why we use this one? Why we use this one? To count number of values or data. It counts and returns the number. Countif is a function which returns a number by depending upon the criteria. Okay, it returns some number. So I want to set here how many times the United States will occur. I need to count how many times United States will occur. I need to count. Here United States is the criteria and this range is called the criteria range. I want to set in this location. That's why this is called as a criteria range. Okay. This is the criteria range. Let's check. First, you specify the criteria range. In countif, the first argument is the criteria range. So you may select like this. You may click here and press Ctrl Shift down arrow. Automatically, it select all the cells. Okay, and you put a comma. It means the first argument is completed. So if you ignore the comma, whatever it may be, you may give, it will be treated as a first argument. Okay, the first argument is over. That's why I put a comma. Now I want to specify the criteria. The criteria is I want to find out how many times it will be repeated, the country of United States. So United States is the text. So whenever you are comparing with a text, you must put a double quotes. Within double quotes, those you type, it will be treated as a text. Text can be denoted with a double quotes. So it returns 57, means the United States country will repeated at 57 times. Okay, if you want to cross check, so you may apply filter. So simply Control Shift L. Shortcut is to apply a filter. Its shortcut is Control Shift L, and the country, all the unique data it will be displayed in the filter. So you remove all these ones, say United States, and say okay. Now you may select from here. You may click here and press Ctrl Shift down arrow. You may view here in the status bar, count as a 57. Okay, we cross check this one. It returns true or false. I mean, it gives the correct answer or not. That's why we cross check by using a filter. So equal to countif, this is the criteria range, comma criteria. This is the condition. This is where we want to set. you must specify the range. The range must be look like this, or you may give like this. You may also give like this and press enter. Automatically it displays the correct answer. Okay. So at any style you may select the range. Okay, I hope you can understand. And one more thing, the criteria we directly mention here. Instead of this one, I use a cell reference. I type here Canada. So here I am giving equal to COUNTIF. You must select the criteria range, comma, criteria. Instead of you type, you may select the cell reference and close the bracket and press enter. So if you design like this, if any formula you design like this, there is a problem. The user must interact with the within the formula. But if you design like this, the user can't interact this formula. Just he interact this one. I want to check the country of Australia. I want to check the country of Australia. So there is a facility. You may change like this. You may change like this. But here is a problem. If you double click and select the country, and you may type here as a Germany. Each and every time the user can interact with the formula and change a certain location. It is some hard to the user. So instead of this one, simply you may design like this. You must specify the reference. You must specify the reference. This is a very flexible to the user. He can't interact with this formula. This is the best method. If you designing any formula, that formula contains a reference. You can't directly enter the punched data. You can't enter directly the data in the formula. Instead of this one, you may design like this. I hope you can understand. Okay. This is one example I taken in this table. It contains all data types like text, numbers, dates. That's why I select this one. Later I will send to you this one. You may practice on this one. So we apply on text. Now we apply on the values. If I want to get more than 5,000, those the values are appear here. I need to count how many values are appeared here more than 5,000. So I put a greater than symbol and say greater than 5,000. Greater than 5,000. What happened? If I want to directly interact, equal to COUNTIF, I want to set at this location, comma, greater than 5,000. I'm asking a question to you. Is it correct or wrong? Is it correct or wrong? So if it is wrong, how? Tell me the solution. Yes, Tejaswini, okay, very good. Mauni, yes, it is not text, so that we can directly put it. Malleshwari says like this. Okay, let's check what happened. So I directly enter like this. By pressing enter, it display an error. It display an error. Where the error occurred, I want to check where we make the mistake. I give two suggestions to you. If a formula contains an error like this, just now we looked. If any formula makes error, it can't be executed. It makes some error, but I can't identify where the error is occurred. Yet this situation, you do one thing by clicking on the formulas and place insert function. Automatically it will be displayed in which argument makes error. This is the one technique for solving a problem occurred in functions. Okay, if you design a function or formula but it makes some mistake, it can't be executed, it gives an error like this. If I enter, automatically it will be displayed like this. It can't be executed because it contains some argument makes mistake. That's why it displays this dialog box. It can't be executed where the which argument makes a mistake. If you want to search, simply click on the formulas and say insert function. Automatically it define which argument makes mistake. Okay, totally we concentrate on this one. Okay, this is the one of the technique. Okay, and another technique, after executing, how we trace, I will explain in later classes. So you must put a double quotes for this one and press enter. It will be executed. There will some doubt will rise in your mind. This is a number. Why would we put this double quotes? I will show you. If we enter any text, if we enter any value like this, what happened? If you enter any text, what happened? If you enter any value, it aligned to the right side. If you enter any text, what happened? It aligned to left side. Okay. If I place a greater than and type something like this, what happened? It will be treated as a text.
Okay.
What is the symbol? What is the symbol greater than? This greater than in Excel terminology, we say comparison operator. This is the one of the online bit.
Okay.
They ask, they given the symbol greater than. What is its name? Its name is comparison operator. We say comparing operator, comparison operator. It comparing in programming terminology. In programming terminology, like those are programmers writing programs in C, C++, Java, like this. In programming terminology, the greater than symbol is called as a relational operator. In programming knowledge, we may say as a relational operator, less than, greater than, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These are all called as a relational operator, but here we may call as a comparing operator. Comparing operator, comparison, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, comparing operator. So we call this one as a comparing operator. If any number will concatenate with a comparing operator, then it will be converted into text. I hope you can understand. Okay, comparison is, this operator is called the comparison. Okay, I hope you can understand. That's why we put a double quotes here. Okay, so instead of this one, I want to put like this, greater than 5,000. So now I want to give like this, equal to count if. This is the criteria range, comma, this is the criteria, and press enter. So the same result it will be displayed. I define a cell reference. So both are the same. I am asking a question to you. If I put a comparison operator in one cell and the value is another cell, now I want to count if. So the criteria range is this one. What about this one? How I mentioned in both the comparison operator and the value will be placed in one cell. So simply we select that cell, but comparison operator will be placed in one cell and the value will be placed in another cell. How I define?
Place greater than in double quotes. After
Yeah.
that, we can place 5,000 directly, I think.
If you put a double quotes, I given here one cell. Directly I specified the cell here. Okay. I want to select these cells, not to
So
manually enter.
select the range directly,
Like
cell references.
like this. Okay. Okay, very good. If any other give the answer, let's check.
Hello, sir. Can you use end formula, sir?
Yeah,
End.
nice. Who's this? May I know your
The-
name, please?
Durga, sir.
Durga, you given the correct answer. Right. This is the wrong. So you can't do like this. Always
Okay.
it returns a 0. So instead of this one, simply you place a and ampersand means concatenate operator. So concatenate, this will be combined with this one and you get the correct answer. So whenever the data will be splitted in different cells, if you want to combine all the cells data, then you may use this symbol. This is called as a ampersand. Its working nature is it concatenate for G9 and H9. Those the data is available in both the cells. Okay, this is one style. And also there is another style is a countif. You may also use the function. So equal to countif, comma, concat. This is a one new function introduced in Office 365. In the, different versions, they define like concatenate. In other versions, they define as a concatenate. But in Office 365, they define concat, simple. So you must select this one, comma, and select this one. So closing bracket and closing bracket. Last closing bracket will always indicate with the black. So this is the indication and press enter the same. So here, instead of this function concatenate, instead of this function, simply we use this symbol. Both working nature are the same. Okay, I hope you can understand. Ampersand is the concatenate operator. Ampersand is the concatenate operator. Okay, it concatenate means it combined. Okay, otherwise you may also use this function concat. This is the new function. I hope you can understand. Nice. And also you may use I want to except Canada, the remaining countries I need to count, except Canada. I need to count the total countries. How it is possible? Except Canada. How we define this one? I don't want to define the Canada. Other than Canada, I need to count. So how we define this one? Anyone can give the answer? How we mention the not equal to? How we define not equal to? How we show? Anyone can tell? Okay. Not equal to is nothing but less than, greater than. Not equal to Canada. Let's check equal to countif. Criteria range. I mean, you must select this one, comma. Okay, this one and press enter. So how much it gives? How much it gives? 193. The range I select like this. If I select the range like this, equal to countif. So you must select this range, comma, and this one, sorry, yeah, what happened? Equal to COUNTIF, equal to COUNTIF, you must select this range, comma, you must select this one. What happened? So always you can't select like this total column. You must select in some situation, those the range is defined, you must select. Okay, always can't be selected like that. Okay, keep in mind. Okay, not equal to will be indicated like this. And also you may also apply on dates also. I need to count from below 2 to 2016 how many days are here. Below 2 to 2016 how many days are here? 19 days. So I want to define like this, less than 2 to 2016. Now I want to define equal to COUNTIF. So you must select the range, comma, and you select the criteria and press enter. 19, the same value means below 2 to 2016, those the dates are available, it counts and returns the value. So we apply on text, numbers and dates. And also one more thing, wildcards. There are two characters are here, star and question mark. Star, question mark are called as a wildcards. Wildcards, what is its meaning? Star indicates if any number of characters, if any number of characters, if any number of characters. Star means, question mark means one character if any, one character if any. Star indicates if any number of characters. Question mark means one character if any. I will show you. Yeah, I put like this, U star in country. I want to count the country names start with U. I need to count the country name must start with U. That's why I type here. U star means the country name must start with U. The remaining, if any number of characters is available, it ignore. But the mandatory is the country name first letter must start with U. So let's check equal to COUNTIF, and you must select the range, comma, and you may give the criteria and press enter. Now we get 91. In the same, by using filter, how it will be displayed? It will display 91. Let's do by using filter, by clicking here, and here there is a text filters are here. In this one, you must select begins with and simply say U, not to give any special character like a star, question mark, like this. Simply you give a U and say okay. Now you may click here and control plus shift plus down arrow. The same value it will be displayed 91 in status bar. Okay, we may cross check it returns the correct value. Okay, so U star means the country name must start, the first letter of the country must start with U. After then the second character or above second character must be if any number of character, if any character. Okay, and check about another one. We see in this one. Okay, let's check. I given like this star E. The product names, those are available here. The product's name end with E. Before any number of characters with the starting, if any character, it will be start. It ignored, but the mandatory is the letter of the product end with E. Let's check equal to COUNTIF. So criteria range, comma, criteria is this one, and criteria press enter. The products names end with E. There are 64. Let's check by using the filter, text filter, and with E. Just you may give E and say okay. Now let's check. Control shift down arrow. The same value it will be returned 64. Okay, 64 it will be returned. I hope you can understand. If I given like this, what happened? So A star A, A star A. Instead of this one, I give like this. Sorry, E. What is its meaning? Star E star means the product
Ends with or
contain.
starts with.
Yeah, the product name contain E. The letter must be anywhere, but that product contain E.
Okay.
Let's check. Equal to COUNTIF, and this is the criteria range, comma, criteria, and this is the criteria, and press enter. 77. The same we may also apply here. 77. It returns the 77. Let's check here. Text filter. Say contains. Say contains. Now you may give E and say okay. Simply you click here and press Control Shift down arrow. It will display the same value. It displays 77. I hope you can understand. Okay. So these are the wildcards. Okay. Let's check about the question mark. So if I place here like this, what happened? Those the name contains
Not
not E. What happened here? 13 as it is, it will be displayed. Yeah. What happened? What is its meaning? The product name contain E. I don't want to count that type of products. Okay, 136 products does not contain E. I hope you can understand. Okay. 136 products does not contain E. Let's check. It is correct or wrong. So text filter does not contain E. Simply you may give E and say okay and click here and Control Shift down arrow. What happened? It will be displayed like this 136. Those the products it is displaying, the products does not contain E letter. I hope you can understand. These products does not contain the letter E. Okay. So in this way we may use not equal to, may also use. Okay, I hope you can understand. Okay, and what about the question mark? So I given here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One question mark indicate one character if any. One question mark indicate one character if any. Here I given 6 question marks, means 6 letters if any. 6 letters if any. Okay, the first letter must start with any character, the second letter must start contains if any, the last character must contain if any. One question mark contains one character if any, but you may concentrate here I given a 6 question marks. Okay, what happened? Equal to COUNTIF, and you must select this product, comma, you may select the criteria. This is the criteria and press enter. Those it is displaying 95. What is its meaning? What is its meaning? The product which length is 6 characters only, means 6 letters length products are 95. 6 letters length products are 94, not less than. You may concentrate here, not less than. Means here some products are also contain 5 letters. It couldn't consider this one. Okay, it only take 6 characters length. I will show you. So it is a correct or wrong. I will show you. I put a column here, control plus. By pressing control plus, it insert a new column. I use a, I need to count the length of the product. So that's why I am using equal to length and open the bracket and I select this text and press the enter. Now I get its length. Okay, and I make this one as a double click. Automatically I get the each and every product and its length. Now I want to count the 6 characters length. That's why I given like this, equal to COUNTIF. Whenever you want to count, you must use the COUNTIF. Equal to count, you must select the range, comma. So only I want to count the 6. That's why I give the 6 and press enter. So the same value it will be reflected. I can't say less than 6. If I place a less than 6, what happened? Less than 6. I mean equal to less than 6. What happened? 159 products are there, which contains the name less than 6 characters. Whenever you use the question mark, here totally 6 question marks we place here. It means it counts exact length of the product, but that product may contain if any characters, it ignores, but it counts the exact length. Okay, not less than 6, exact length. I hope you can understand. This is the we apply on COUNTIF. By using the COUNTIF, we may do all these ones. Okay, I hope you can understand. If you have any doubt in this one, in COUNTIF only one condition we may give. In COUNTIF only one condition. If you want to check how many times the United States will be repeated, only one condition. There is no need, we can't use multiple condition in COUNTIF, like if the country is the United States and the product is banana. These are the 2 criteria. More than one criteria, it can't be supported by the COUNTIF. There is another function is available. So I hope you can understand. By using a single condition, you may use COUNTIF. If you want to count by depending upon only one condition, then we may use the COUNTIF. I hope you can understand. Okay. If you have any doubt in this one. Yeah, very good. So someone asked how it is possible. Here I want to find out the length of the products. Length of the products. I want to, how many characters are here? I need to count. That's why I use a function equal to len, means length. Here len means length. Okay. So I given the field, means the cell which contains the text, how many characters it contains, it counts and displays the value. It contains, this cell contains 7 characters length of product characters. So that's why I double click here, automatically it spill, means the formula will be pasted and display the length of the products. Now I want to check. Yeah, very good, nice. Just after, you may count how many 6 will be occurred by using a COUNTIF. Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah. Later classes I will explain. Yes, yes. I will tell you about one of the class will be taken on some product. It's a very interesting some product. I will explain to you each and every function. I explain to you. Okay. 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 Very good. So this is the COUNTIF. I copy this one. Yeah. I remove all these ones, and I use the COUNTIF S. COUNTIF S. Here, more than one condition you may give. When we use this COUNTIF S, if you want to check one condition or more than one condition, if you use the COUNTIF S. If I want to take the country as a United States, in United States, the product carrots, how many times we sold at the country United States. So that's why I type here banana or banana and country is Canada. So here two criteria I given. One of the product also given as a banana and another criteria is the Canada. In Canada, how many bananas are sold? So let's check how get this answer equal to COUNTIF S. So the first argument is the criteria range 1. You must take this one as a criteria 1 and or you must take this one as a criteria 1. Anyone you may take, there is no problem. So I want to take this one as a first. Okay. So the first criteria range must be this one, product, comma, and the next one is the criteria. This is the criteria. This is the criteria range 1 and this is the criteria, comma. Next country you must select. So if you want to select this one, you must click here and control shift down arrow, comma, and you may select this one and press enter. Means country will be treated as a Canada and the product must be sold as a banana. So let's check it returns 7. We cross check this one. So country Canada banana. So I take this country as a Canada. In Canada, there are so many products they sold, but I need to check only banana. That's why I remove all these one and select banana and say okay. Now you may count this. Here it will be displayed 7. The country must be Canada and the product must be banana. And one more also you may give, and also one more give, and greater than 5,000. So if you want to apply greater than, it can't be displayed here, then you may apply here number filter and greater than or equal to, yes, this one 5,000. Just enter the value and say okay. There are 4. It will be displayed. At the same how we use in COUNTIF S. Let's remove all these one and also I place here greater than or equal to 5,000. Another criteria. So simply you may give at the end, comma. So criteria range is this one, comma, and the criteria is this one. This one is the criteria and say press enter. The same value it will be displayed. So multiple conditions, if there is any, you may use a COUNTIF S. It counts and return the number. In this way, you may give the criteria, and also you may use the dates also, less than, greater than, not equal to. These are all you may use. Here we may use 3 criteria, not only 3 criteria. You may give more than 3 criteria. Okay, I hope you can understand. So in COUNTIF S, the first argument is the criteria range 1, comma, criteria 1, criteria range 2, comma, criteria 2, criteria range 3, comma, criteria 3, and so on. You must give in this pattern. Okay, I hope you can understand. Okay, you may also give the same wildcards. Banana, I want to end with A. And you start. automatically it will be displayed like this, which means the products end with A, the country must, the first letter must start with U, and the value amount is greater than or equal to 5,000. These three conditions will be satisfied. Those are 14 records. Let's check the product end A. So let's check text fields end with A and say, okay, it will be displayed like this, and country must start begin with U and say, okay. And here also number greater than or equal to 5,000, enter. Now you get the answer. The same answer you get 14. Okay, the function will give in the right answer. Okay, by using filter we cross it. Okay, 14. I hope you can understand. You may use a wildcards, comparison operators, whatever it may be, you may use. The main difference is in COUNTIF only one condition we may use. In COUNTIF, if you use one condition or more than one condition, it is possible in COUNTIF. I hope you can understand. If you have any doubt in this one, if you have any doubt in COUNTIF, okay, very good, nice, nice. Okay, let's check another SUMIF. Okay, very good, nice. SUMIF. COUNTIF is a function which returns a number only, just it counts and return a number. And it accepts two arguments, criteria range, comma, criteria one, like this. But SUMIF, we must give one additional argument. We must sum, we must add something. Here, one numeric field must be contained. Okay, I will show you. So SUMIF is a function which returns a number by depending upon the criteria. It sums, it adds one a numeric field. That's why it contains three arguments. SUMIF. It contains three arguments like range, comma, criteria, comma, sum range. Criteria range, comma, criteria, comma, sum range. You must remember these arguments. Why I am saying you must remember all these arguments? Later classes I explain why you must remember these arguments. So equal to SUMIF, the first argument is the criteria range, comma, criteria, comma, sum range. Let's check. I need to sum. I need to sum how much carrots we sold. I need to sum all the carrots products, how much sold. Okay. So first of all, carrots. Criteria range, you must select the product, that is the criteria range, and next one is the later I type. Okay, carrots, comma, you must define the one numeric field. I need to sum the amount while I sold the carrots. So you must select this one and press enter. It gives 0 because I can't enter here carrots. So 1,36,945 rupees I want to collect by selling carrots. Let's check it's correct or wrong. So you do one thing, you must select the carrots and so okay. Now we select from this one to this one. Now you may view here 1,36,945. 1,36,945. So here you may concentrate. The first argument is the criteria range, comma. Next one is the criteria, and the next one is the sum range. This is the new argument in SUMIF. You must define the which column if you want to sum. You must specify one numeric field. It is a SUMIF. It is something. That's why one of the column must be a numeric. Okay, I hope you can understand. I want to sum how much sold in United States. United States, how much amount I want to collect from those products will be sold in United States. I need the amount. So simply you say equal to sum if, and you must select the criteria range, comma, and you must select the criteria, and you must select the sum range. Here one of the problem will be occurred. So I will show you. We put it this one, you must remove this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, what is its meaning? Its meaning is United States country. We sold different products. I need to how much value I collect from the United States. That's why I use the sum if. Let's check. I select the only United States and select this one and control shift down arrow. Now I got this value 2,67,133. Let's remove this one. Then we get this one 2,67,133. Okay. So in sum if only one condition will be taken. Now I want to count by selling fruits how much value I collect. So simply you type as a fruit. Now you may write like sum if criteria range is the category, comma, and the criteria is the fruit and press enter. What happened? Why it will be displayed like this? Anyone can give the answer? Why it display a 0?
Sir, first letter should be capital for fruit.
No,
Capital.
it is a case insensitive. Case insensitive means capitals, smalls are both are equal. Case sensitive means password, those you are giving a username password. That
Sum
is
if,
called as a case
if there
sensitive.
is sum if, it should be one should be numeric, right?
Yeah, nice. We miss one argument.
Some
range.
Some range, sir.
Yes, nice. The last argument we ignore. That's why it gives a 0, comma. You must select the last argument and say 0. Then we get this value. Nice answer. Okay. I'm asking a question to you on the value. I need to sum the values are less than 5,000. Those the values are here less than 5,000. I need to sum those the values. Those the values is less than 5,000. I need to sum. How we do this one? Anyone can give the answer. Equal to sum if. What is the criteria range? This is the criteria range. Okay. You must select this one, comma. And the next one is the criteria.
In
And next one is
quotes.
the sum range. Okay. Bracket close. Then we get the answer. Okay. 3 arguments we given here. Totally 3 arguments we given here. Okay. So I give another example to you. Equal to sum if criteria range, comma, criteria, and I don't want to give the last argument. So it returns correct or wrong. Okay. If you ignore the last argument, it displays the correct answer. Here you may observe the arguments. It displays a normal, but sum range indicates some square brackets. It means in some situation you may ignore the last argument. In all cases, it is not possible. In some cases only you may ignore. Whenever at any function, if there is any argument can be placed like this, you may ignore in some situation. What situation we may ignore? Let's check. If both criteria range and sum range are both are equal, sum range and criteria range, I mean sum range and criteria range both are equal, then you may ignore. Not at this situation. Here criteria range is the different and sum range is the different. So previous we ignore this one, then we get the 0. While put this one, we get the correct answer. In all situations, you may not ignore the last argument. In some situation like this, in some situations where the criteria range and the sum range are both are equal, at this situation you may ignore. Okay, at the symbol, the square bracket which is indicated for any argument, it means you may ignore at some situation. Okay, I hope you can understand. Okay. Okay, so like this. In these situations only we may ignore the sum range. I hope you can understand. In some ifs, you may also use like this. Not this one, this one. You may also apply like this. You may also apply like this. This is a case insensitive. This is a case insensitive. Insensitive means upper, lower both are equal. Upper, this one and this one both are equal. But case sensitive means while you are giving a password, when anyone can say their password, we immediately ask it is uppercase or lowercase. Means uppercase is differ from the lowercase. That type of situation is called the case sensitive. But in Excel, case insensitive is happening by checking conditions. Okay, so this is the sum if. I hope you can understand. If you have any doubt, you may also apply on dates also. If you have any doubt, let's move to the next. So this is only one condition will be given in sum if. Let's check about another sum if s. Sum if s. What is the meaning of sum if s? Multiple conditions. Suppose if the country is United States and the product is broccoli and the value is less than or equal to 5,000. So I need to sum by satisfying of these all these criteria. Let's do this one. There are 3 criteria equal to sum if s. In sum if, the sum range will be taken as a last argument. Keep in mind, in sum if, the last argument is the sum range and it's optional in some situations. But in sum if s, the sum range cannot be treated as a optional. It's a mandatory. It will be treated as a mandatory. And one more thing, the sum range will be placed at the starting, at the first argument. In sum if s, the first argument is the sum range. Okay, in sum if s, the first argument is the sum range. Okay, you must keep the difference between sum if and sum if s. Okay, so first you define the sum range. After defining the sum range, you may give any number of criteria. Criteria 1 means I take this country. Criteria range 1, comma, criteria, comma, and product. Criteria range 2, comma, criteria 2, comma, criteria range 3, comma, criteria 3. In SUMIFS, there is no argument make as a optional. These are the why it will be displayed if you makes more than one criteria. If you use one criteria or more than one criteria, if you use like this, that's why it will display like this. I given 3 criteria. Okay, and close this one and say enter. I get this one 3800. So if you want to place more than one condition, you may do like this equal to sum if s. Okay. Okay, can you understand? Sum if s.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. Now I give an example to you. Later I sent through mail to you. So sample, yeah. Aging interval. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, can you replace the SUMIF formula by some product?
Yeah. Those we discuss, we may also use some product also. Okay, I will explain. I take that one and another session. Okay, purely
Okay.
we discuss about the sum product.
Okay. Sir.
Okay, then you get the clarity. In different modes, how we use the sum product. If I explain now, it makes some confusion. That's why this is an important concept. That's why I take this one. And next day, we will discuss about the sum product and variety of examples we take. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Okay. Tomorrow onwards, I explain sum product. Okay. Nice. Very good. And I give you an example to you here. One of the table I given here in this table, some invoice number are there, invoice date, sales before taxes, sales taxes, sales plus tax, like this. Okay. And also one of the date I mentioned here. My actual aim is, these are the intervals I given here 0, 30, 60, 90, 120. Aging intervals I given here. I need to count the records, which is the 0 to 30 days, between how many records are placed in between 0 to 30 days. How we calculate the days? I given 2 dates. This is the end date. This is the deadline date. And some invoice dates are given here. I need to count the days. I need to count the days. How we make this one? How we calculate? I given 2 dates. This is the deadline. Okay. And this is the invoice date. So how I calculate the days? Tell me how I calculate that days. Because I need to count from 0 to 30, how many days are there? I need to count and place here. And 30 to 60 days, how many days between these two limitations? I need to count the records. If you select all these records, it is equivalent to the 900, because all the data contains 900 records. I will show you. All the contains as a 900. And say if you add the sales plus tax, the value will be look like this. I type here, as this one is the to make the sales plus tax sum. I need to display how many records are there between 0 to 30 days or 29. 0 to 29 you may take, or you may take 0 to 30. How many records are there? And their sales plus tax must be sum. And how many days between 30 to 60, how many days are there? I need to count here, and also I need to sum their sales plus tax. I need to get them. If you add all these one, you must get this value, means total value. You must sum all these values, you get this one. How we calculate days first? How we get the days?
H1 minus
Equal to,
B3.
yes,
30.
nice answer. H1 minus
B3.
B3. Very good. If there is any additional attraction, will give to this one.
We have to freeze the H1. sir.
Nice. Very good. Who's the given the answer? May I know your name?
Durga sir.
Durga, nice answer. So later class we will discuss about the references, absolute reference. What is the function key? I mean shortcut.
F4.
Nice answer. Who's given this?
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya, very good, nice. By pressing F4, it gives the absolute reference. Again, you may press F4, it gives the row reference. By pressing F4, column reference. If you press F4, relative reference.
Yes.
Okay, it navigates. Later classes, we will discuss about different types of references. Very good, nice. By pressing this one, we get the days, nice. If you double click here, I got this one. In these days, how many days are between 0 to 30? I need to count, and also I need to sum. The sum value must be placed here and count value must be placed here. If I add all these one, it is equivalent to 900. If I add all these one, the value must be equivalent to this one. So those the practice you made, you must send it to this mail ID. That's why I entered here. Okay. I hope you can understand. Okay.
Sir.
Can you understand? If you have any doubt in this one?
No sir.
Okay, very good. You must calculate number of days between 0 to 29 and 30. And how many days are here? 30 to 15 or 30 to 60, as you wish. So how many records are there? You must calculate. This is the one example to you. Okay. And one example is here. I want to highlight the invoice number which contains duplicate. I need to highlight the invoice number with the duplicate. Those the invoice number contains duplicate, I need to highlight with a red color. You must do this one. This is the another example.
Okay. Sir.
Okay, another gaps. Gap means this is the invoice number. These invoice number, before find out the gaps, you must start in a ascending order. Before you find out the gaps, first you the invoice number put in a ascending order, and then you must define how many gaps, means there are some invoice are missing. I need to how many invoices are missed. I need the value. I hope you can understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So before find out the gaps of invoices, you must put the invoice number in ascending order, and I need to display how many invoices are missing. I need to display the value.
Okay.
I hope you can understand. These three examples you make. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Okay. If you have any doubt in this one,
So for duplicate invoice, we can use pivot table, right?
no,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Conditional
no.
We can
formatting.
use we use in our office for GST. If more
Okay,
than
no
one
problem.
tax rate
But
is
there
there.
is another technique we learn.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Now, okay.
We learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says Durga. I
And
mean,
conditional
Durga.
formatting, sir.
yeah, nice
Condition.
answer. Conditional formatting. Keep in mind, if you want to highlight this word, anyone can use highlight. You must go through the conditional formatting.
Conditional formatting.
Okay. Okay, you must do these 3-1. Okay. Tomorrow
Okay, sir.
I explain 3 examples. Okay, there is no problem. You must try. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay,
send
sir.
to this mail. You must send to this mail. I check. Okay.
Okay. Sir. Okay. Sir.
Okay, very good, nice. Later I send this one to you. And also one more, if you want to practice this one, I also send this example. These
Okay,
two files I send. for practice oriented. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next, another. Let's check another some small important topic. Okay. Every day we learn some important functions. Okay. Here I'm asking a question to you. Those I selected the range, I fill with a color. It is not a mandatory. Just for identification, that's why I fill this color. So my query is, I want to type the content only in this region. I want to type anything only in this region. Outside of this region, it makes I want to protect. Just I want to type in this region only. This is my criteria. I mean, Office 365, those I tell in any version you may practice, but some functions you can't do in different versions, like XLOOKUP, XMatch, unique. These functions are not available in other versions. Aishwarya, you can't run in mobile. I mean, these functions you may run, but upcoming some functions like XMatch, XLOOKUP, unique filter, like these functions you can't run in other versions. These
Yes, sir.
functions can run only Office 365. Okay.
Yes, sir. Once that it gets complicated, I can just go and do it in some other systems I
Yeah.
have in my relatives' home. I'll do it from there.
Yeah, nice.
If it is possible in my mobile, I'll try and do it. If not, I can go and do that.
Nice, very good, nice. But I tell you which functions are only available in Office 365. Other
Okay.
products, like some product you may do in any version. Some if count if you may do in any version, there is no problem. But
Yes, sir.
XLOOKUP, XMatch, like there are nearly 8 to 10 functions are there. You can't use another versions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes. I tell you which are run in version, any version. I will tell you. Okay. Those we discussed today, you may run in any version. Okay. Okay. My criteria is I want to type in this location only. Outside, I don't want to type. I want to make as a restriction. So how we do this one? Simply you do one thing. If you want to remove the locked, if you want to remove this one, locked situation, you must remove this one. That's why I select Control 1. The format cells dialog box will be open. The last tab of protection will be displayed. I need to remove the locked, means I want to type. Those I select the range I want to type. That's why I remove the tick mark and say okay. And you may click on review and click on protect sheet, and you may give the password. So now you may type anything, everything, but outside you can't do this. It will be protected. I will show you once again how we do this one. You must select. So it is not mandatory. It is not compulsory. You must fill the color. Why we giving this one? We must find out the range. That's why I fill this one. And press Control. Only I want to type in this region only. That's why I select the region and press Control 1. And at the format cells, at the last tab protection, you must remove the locked, means the remaining will be locked, but the selected will be unlocked. Okay. After do this one, you must click on the review and give protect sheet. It's a mandatory. So if you forget by giving the protect sheet, it is a useless. Okay. Okay. We may type something here. Okay. But outside it is not possible. At outside it is not possible. I hope you can understand. This is one style. I will show you another style. So I don't want to type in this region, quite opposite. I don't want to type in this region, but outside of this region, I type anything. It is a quite opposite to that one. I don't want to type in this location, but outside of this one, I want to type. How it is possible? I will show you. So what I am saying, at outside, you must type, but this area must be locked. That's why, first of all, you must
First
select
protect.
all the sheet and press Ctrl 1 and remove.
Unlock.
Means all the cells will be unlocked.
Unlocked.
Unlocked. Okay. And
Then
now
select
I
the range.
select this one and press Ctrl 1.
Control 1.
Yes.
Lock.
Yes. Very good. Nice. Okay. Locked. At the end, review product sheet, and
Protect
you may
sheet.
view. Yes.
Pass.
What happened? No, you can't type anything here, but you may type here. Okay. In real time, where we use this one, I will show you. Okay. And there is a small, you must concentrate on small points here. Here, you can't do the formattings. Why it is not happening? I want to give bold, I want to give some background color, bold underline like this. Alignments is not possible here. Why? Because how we do this one? At this situation also it is not possible. So in both the situation, you do one thing. I will show you. So this one, I remove all this one. Locked, I remove locked, and I select this one and Control 1, I locked this one. I don't want to type in this region. By giving review and select the product sheet, before giving a password, you must give here tick mark. If here the tick mark is not given, format columns, format rows, it is not possible. That's why they are in disabled. If you can't given like this, you can't insert columns, you can't insert rows, you can't do all these ones. That's why before giving any password, you may give a tick mark all of these one. Okay, you may do like this and give a password. Now we can't do anything, but those you type here, and you may select and click on the home. The properties are all enabled. Okay. Okay, I hope you can understand. Before giving the password, you may give the tick marks. Then you get all. You may also insert the columns. But if you can't give the tick marks, these properties are not enabled. Means these are properties must be disabled. Okay, I hope you can understand. Okay, in real time, where we use this one, I will show you. In real time, so I give some examples here, and I want to make add all these one by pressing Alt plus enter. It gives some values. I don't want to change the formula anyone. I want to put a restriction to this formula. So if anyone can change anywhere, but this cell can't be changed, I want to make as a restriction. So at very first step, what we do, you must select all the sheet, press Ctrl 1, you must remove, means all cells must be changes. And you don't want to change this one. That's why you must click there and press Ctrl 1, you must lock and say okay, and you may give review and give product sheet. Along with this one, you may give all these permissions. Okay, like this. And say okay. And give the same password, okay. What happened? You may type and also you may change. But you can't delete, you can't change. Okay, you can't do the, you can't change whatever it may be. But the values are changed. In this way, you may protect your formula. Okay, I hope you can understand. In this way, you may protect your formula. And one more thing I will show you. And you may protect. Along with the protection, I don't want to show my formula to others. I don't want to show the formula. Those I written here, I don't want to show the formula. So how we do this one? The same thing, you must select all the sheets and press Ctrl+1 and remove the lock and say okay. You must select this one and press Ctrl+1. You must give the locked and hidden. Locked means no one can be modified. Hidden means it will be hide. So okay, and review, you must give this one, enter, enter. So the formula can't be displayed here, but the value will be changed. But that formula, what the formula they use, it can't be displayed. You can't be modified, but the calculation will be happened. This is the one of the technique. You may protect your formulas. Okay. If you can, if you understand this one. Okay. If you have any doubt, for this one, anyone can give the answer. Yeah, very good, nice. Okay, yes, very good, nice. So in this way we may protect our formulas. Okay, next let's check those we are discussing. It's these are the simple. Okay, rand between is a function. Rand between, I will show you, equal to rand between is a volatile function. What is a volatile function? I explain. First of all, you concentrate on this one. Equal to rand between bottom comma top means the lowest value to highest value. These two boundaries, it generate a random value. So by clicking any cell, what happened? The value will be changes. This type of is called the volatile function. If you change any cell in sheet, automatically it will be updated. The formula will be updated. Those the functions is called the volatile function. There are equal to rand is a function. It is also a volatile function. Rand between, rand array. These are the volatile functions. These are the volatile function. Whenever any cell change, the values will automatically change. Okay, I will show you. So the main difference between rand between and rand, in rand between you may give the lowest value and the highest value. It is generate a random value between these two boundaries. But rand is a function. It can't accept any argument, but it returns something. The values between 0 to 1 means in decimal places it will be displayed. Rand is a function which display random values between 0 to 1 means in decimal places it will be displayed like this. A rand function. This is called as a rand. The numbers between 0 to 1 it will be displayed. But rand between is a function. You must specify two arguments. First one is the bottom and second one is the top. Between those values are available, it will be displayed. This is called as a rand between. Whenever you change any cell, automatically the functions will be updated. This is called as a volatile function. Okay, I don't want to change the values. You do one thing, you must select this one, press
Alt
Ctrl+C.
HVV.
Yes, nice. Alt HVV. Automatically the function will be removed. And also you may do like this, Ctrl+C, Alt HVV. Automatically it will be removed. It is the rand between function. Okay. So this is a rand function. This is the rand between function. Okay. Next, rand between. And one more thing, array function I will show you. Just I select this one. equal to rand between 1 comma 100. I press control enter, control enter. All the cells filled with this function. All the cells filled with the function. I press control plus enter. Later classes we will discuss about control enter functions. Okay, control enter. That's why it display. If I type like this, equal to rand between 1 comma 100. If I press control shift enter, what happened? The same value will be focused in next one. This is called as a table array. Table array. Control shift enter. When we apply, I will show you. This is the same formula will be applied. Okay, I will show you when we use the control shift enter. Here we can apply only control enter. Here we apply control shift enter. I will show you. So here we do one thing. Banana. No. UPS, RAM, laptop, desktop. So keyboard, mouse, like this. So these are the products and rate and quantity and amount. So rate is a 1500, RAM is 1200 and 25,000 and 15,000, 450 and 250, like this. I given some three like this, like this, like this, like this. Oh, no, like this. I like this. Okay, how I get this value? How I get these values? How get values? I want to get the total amount. How get this one? So equal to this one in
Multiply into.
yes, this one and drag this one. Okay, then we calculated
Alt equals.
and alt plus we get this value. Okay, instead of this one, we do one thing. What we do? Equal to sum. Okay, equal to sum, and you must do this one and make a star, and you make this one and press control shift enter. Nice, you get the same answer without doing all these ones. This is called table array. When we assign these one later class, I will explain. Control shift enter. By doing like this, we get the answer. How it do? How it do? If any formula you can't understand, at the starting, I give one hint for you. If any formula can't be executed, it will display an error. So we do one thing. What we do? By clicking on the formula, we must click on the insert function. Then where we make a mistake, in which argument we make a mistake, it will be displayed. That is the one trick. I will show you another trick. If any function or formula will be given to you, if you need to understand that formula or function. So how we make this one? There is a function is there called evaluate formula. It's a very nice evaluate formula. It is a yeah, I explain. Okay, still in Excel 365, I will explain. Okay, so evaluate formula. It is a very nice. By clicking here, automatically it will be displayed. How it happened? So it will be displayed evaluate. Automatically the values it will be displaying. Automatically the multiplication, both the multiplications will be happened and the values it will be displayed. The values it makes as a sum. So simply it will be displayed. So it is evaluate formula is a best technique. If any one function or formula is given, if you want to understand that formula, then you may use evaluate formula. You may use evaluate formula, which is a makes easy to understand. Any formula you may use, it is better to understand. How it works, it explained. Later classes, I will explain about evaluate formula. Okay, I hope you can understand. Evaluate formula is to trace where how much value it gives, it will be displayed. Okay, later classes we use this evaluate formula. Okay, I hope you can understand. In this way, you can't type like this, equal to sum, bracket open, and this one star, and this one, and press enter. This is the one of the technique, but in Office 365 it will be taken, but in another versions it can't do this one. In other versions it can't do this one, but Office 365, it's a very it has a very AI, artificial intelligence, some automatically it will be detected and give correct answer. Office 365 is a very nice comparing with the other versions. The same thing you may do in another version, compulsory it gives the error, but while you press enter or while you press Control Shift Enter, but it gives the correct answer. Okay, I hope you can understand. You must do this one. Tomorrow onwards we will discuss about some different functions and some different options. Different functions, different options. Okay, so if you have any doubt, someone ask. Still, yeah, Durga Bahadur, you may ask about the spill in Excel 365. Sure, later class
sir.
I will explain to you. Okay,
Okay, sir.
what is the meaning of spill? Okay, I will explain. Okay, if you have any doubt in this one.
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay.